Hey folks, Brian, we played RQG tonight and we finished up the Dragon of Thunder Hills. Didn't quite end the way I was expecting, but it is what it is. And we did manage to come to a resolution despite all of the um, distrust and consternation that members of the party had. So we did a little bit of a retcon because it turns out that Miriam, our shaman, has a 2-point spirit binding matrix, and the ghost has 3 characteristics, so she couldn't have held on to it. So she got her magic points back for casting stuff. We dropped that ghost out completely, so we had to retcon the spirit combat didn't occur. And since the ghost didn't take over the dragon didn't do fire, and so Irvana didn't get crispy crittered, and so she didn't have to do divine intervention. So that all worked out. Had her back out of the way. Her player wasn't able to play tonight. Something popped up at the last minute, and so realizing how close she was to dragon, her fear popped back in. So she, got out of the way. I lit the magic spear with Juchi, kept that in place. No reason to change that, but it did mean that Jarstakos is still enthralled. Okay, so the dragon, having been bit by that spear, is going to take that guy out. So she's going to go bite him, and she's going to move forward and push over people, crush them down, that kind of thing. And we did retcon a um, disruption spell that Miriam had cast earlier because against the ghost, she was not able to cast it, but against the dragon, she might have. So we re-rolled that. Still didn't work. Um, missed her bite, and the guys with the shield parried. In fact, they both special parried. So allowed them to add up their damage together. And um, but even then, they'll only do so much damage to the head. But they did some. And then pushed Arestra back. David missed his save, so he dropped underneath. So he's going to roll out and get up the next round. And I think Miriam tried the disruption again, was successful this time. Did some hefty damage to 4 quarters, if I remember correctly. So the dragon is shifting again, so she can breathe down the hallway at Miriam, try to get rid of her. Jarstakos is moving forward to attack, um, trying to get a flank, which he was able to do, but then the tail hit him. But he parried with that Earth Shield, which sucks up all the damage, but there's still that impact, right? So I treated it as a knockback, calculating all the damage out, knocked him back a couple of hexes, but he managed to keep his feet. And so David, rolled back, so he's a hex away now, and he can get up and he moves around. He's casting mobility and strength on Arestra and Juchi. Um, and with strength cast on Juchi, he's able to pull up the shield, so they pull the shield back up. Continue with the javelin. I think that did no points of damage that time. But didn't have time to do the javelin, pull up the shield, and attack with the spear. So the spear is not going to go this round. So the dragon breathes, and Arestra casts slash 3 on her axe. So there's an extra 3d6 damage because of that thing. And she ended up getting a special. Back in the same left front leg, which put it way down. it was like a -6 and put her down to 3 hit points total. Um, after all is said and done. So statement of intent was the dragon is backing up, and so people are maneuvering around that. Oh, she did breathe the poison thing, but I started thinking they know it's coming. Could they do something? And the asphyxiation rules talk about holding your breath. If you're prepared, you can hold your breath for a round. And after they start making con times 5 rolls, and so where is this? Where is the poisonous gas? Well, it's wherever the triangle is, and I leave it there. If she breathes again somewhere else, then I'll just put it there instead of piling up all this poisonous gas. Because it's not like it's going to dissipate out. We're inside a cave, right? And although the air elements are there swirling around, it eventually sucks up. In fact, there's some discussion about it going through and just sucking up all the poisonous gas. And it could take, it's got movement of 12. That's 36 hexes of, sucking up gas that it could do in a melee round. So there's some discussion about doing that, but if they did that, then it'd be further away from the dragon's head. And then, elementals don't have intelligence, right? They do what they do. So if you don't give it specific instructions, hang on this thing's head kind of deal. Which to me, I actually have said it first. I just don't remember. But anyway, so there's discussion about that. But anyway, the dragon backs up, drops form to being a human. Stop, 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 please, please. Well, stop, stop, stop. Stop, 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 please. Don't kill me, don't kill me. And David understands her, archaic Dayalin. And so there's then conversation going on. Some people do move up, like they're going to keep attacking and try to kill her kind of thing, but conversation goes on. The Miriam brings her fetch forward. Well, visualize visibility brings it to the material plane. Moves it onto her so he can read all of her stats and that kind of stuff. And there, it should have runes of some sort, right? Even if it's just a dragon rune at 100%. But that's not in the book. And so, and it's a dragon. Dragon's a raft with magic, but even in the bestiary, they don't talk about what dragon magic dragons have. They just talk about dragon magic with dragon newts, and then even then, they don't really specify if they only have one or so many, or if they have all of them for their type of dragon newt or not. And if that's the case, then a dragon would have all of the dragon newt dragon magic, right? You would think. So yeah, that I would think that dragon would have more than what they gave this thing. But previously it did a heal on itself. Well, it did heal wounds. Put magic points into it to heal it up, which put its magic points down to like 3. And it did one more. It tried to demoralize after it couldn't bite. Juchi tried to demoralize it. But anyway, at this point, conversation's going on, and the players had trouble reconciling what this creature really is. Um, Maybe it's just preconceived concern or understanding of dragons in general versus the Ranthan dragons and true dragons and dream dragons and that kind of thing, right? So there's some discussion going on, but this dream dragon believes that she is in fact an incarnation of this other goddess and expects to be treated that way. But okay, the party's bested her, says that, hey, if you guys let me live, I promise to serve and and help you out. I've got power and knowledge. So I took the whole piece that if you cut off her head and the head says this stuff, and just have her said it instead. That's how that piece came out. They finally got around. Okay, she's willing to make an oath. Well, can we trust the dragon? This is Glorantha, guys. Oaths mean things. If you break an oath, you're gonna have spirits of retribution come against you, right? People just don't break oaths. They keep their word. That's why you must not realize. L L L um the the Joker guys with their life spell can get away with stuff because normal people can't, right? And so I had them roll some insight human because she's in a human form. The only time they actually made it was when she was getting confused about You say you're this, but you're not. And he goes, but I am. That kind of thing, right? Eventually, we got around to, as I was explaining things, they finally caught on. She believes that she is this other deity, incarnation of this other deity. Um, but the party bested her. They've got her. She's only got a few hit points left. They got that spear. They can go right through her. In fact, the javelin did hit her, and I think back in my head, does a dragon in human form still have dragon characteristics? I suppose. I think so. Maybe. I treat him that way anyway. So yeah, it didn't scar her in the back of the leg. Um, but eventually they said, and then there's the thing. Do we have to come up with some kind of a contract for this oath thing? No, no, no. Your characters know what they're doing. You may not, and that's okay. So we want her to give us an oath that she will serve and protect and do not restitution and all this other stuff they want to have happen. She agrees to it as long as they let her live, and they do. So eventually they work it all out. They get to the treasure room. They find the magic treasure. There's all this not cash, all these gold things they can do, uh, cash in to help make recompense to the families that were destroyed. And then we just kind of talk through getting back to Clear Wine. They're going to have to put her up somewhere. They're going to spend about a week there, going to go through Clay Day and Wild Day, and Yamalian's High Holy Day. And then they're going to go back to the King's Tomb to return the weapons and armor and stuff. And then get back to Clear Wine. That'll be the end of this campaign. I did roll. It's going to take them a total of 11 days, if I remember right. And there's a handful of encounters out there, and something may pop up, something may not. But then we'll do. I let them go ahead and roll checkpoints for the end. They're there for a week. Let them roll check marks for not an end of season phase, but to roll their check marks so they don't have them hanging out as we go and finish up, returning all this stuff. And then we'll actually do an end of season phase for Dark Season because the next scenario, the next adventure is going to happen at the end of Dark Season when ah, Glorantha Dragon Friend comes to see them. And that will be the start of the next campaign, which I have tentatively called War. Happy gaming.